G'day again, I'm going to keep covering index laws. I am up to index law number 5. Very important that you remember which index law is which, not. Index law number 5 says that if you have two objects or more inside a bracket which is raised to some power, then what happens is that each of those things inside the bracket gets raised to that power. So that's equal to the a to the power m, b to the power m as well. And why does that happen? Well, let's just look at an example. Let's just say 2x or something like that to the power 3 or something. What this means is that this means 2x times 2x times 2x because it's raised to the power 3. If you put the 2's together, let's do the 2's, 2 times 2 times 2 times x times x times x. That's what we're looking at here. And what that is, that's 2 cubed times x cubed, and that's what's happened here. So that's what happens. All these index laws just make sense, and so if you can sort of understand it in that way, then you're doing fine. Okay, so let's do an example of that. Example, let's go 3x. I'll start with a simple example. 3x to the power 4. Okay, let's do that. 3x to the power 4. What that is equal to is that is equal to 3 to the power 4 times by x to the power 4. Easy as that. 3 to the power 4 is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3 times 3. So it's 81 x to the power 4. And there's your answer. Sorry, really basic example, but that's really the guts of it. Let's do a more complicated. 2, we'll have negative 2 x squared y squared. Let's have a look at this one. So firstly, that 2 just stays the same because it's just 2 times this rubbish here. It's not part of the squaring or anything, so it will just be part there. But I will put the bracket there just in case. It's always good to have brackets just in case. Alright, so what that is that's negative 2 squared, so that's the first bit, because we square each part of what's inside. In this case, there's going to be 3 bits that we're squaring. Okay, so negative 2 squared, and then it will be x squared squared, and then it will be y squared. We're going to square each individual part here. Alright, so what's that equal to? 2, we'll leave that there. What's negative 2 squared? That's negative 2 times negative 2, that's 4. And what's x squared squared? Remember, when we're raising an entire thing to another power, we multiply. So 2 times 2, x to the power 4. And y squared is just y squared. Clean it up. 2 times 4, 8x 4y squared is your answer. Okay, so there's index law number, what were we up to? Number 4 there. No, that was number 5. We're flying through. One more law to look at, and that's number 6. Index law number 6 tells us that, conversely to index law number 5, that if you have something divided like this, and your intuition probably tells you what it should be, what happens is if you have some fraction raised to a power, then each the top part and the bottom part gets raised to that power. And again, it is, it's really easy to sort of prove. That's 2/3. If it's 2/3 to the power 4 or something like that, what that means is 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. That's what it means. And if we put all those fractions together, we can put it all over the same thing. If we remember, when we multiply fractions, just multiply the top, multiply the bottom. So that's just 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And on the bottom line, it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. What's that equal to? 2 to the power 4 over 3 to the power 4. And that's why it works. Okay, so let's just crack on into an example. So in an example here, let's do that exact example. 2/3 squared. What's that equal to? That's equal to 2 squared over 3 squared, which is 4 over 9. Nice and easy. Perfect. Let's do something a bit more exciting. Well, let's have x over y squared cubed, something like that. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's the top bit cubed, so x cubed over the bottom bit cubed, so y squared cubed. Let's clean that bottom up. So we've got x cubed, no I don't mean bottoms, I mean this bottom here. What's y squared all raised to the power 3? In this situation, that's index law number 4, where we multiply those two together. So that's y, whoops, just missed, y to the power 6. And there's your answer. And you can sort of see the link between there and there. That cubed, x cubed, y, 2 times 3, y 6. Okay, we'll just do one more example. Let's just do a more complicated example, which might just involve a bunch of different laws. So let's look at it. Let's go 2x squared y over 3z, all raised to the power of 3. Let's just do this one. Okay, something a bit more complicated. So the index law we've just had a look at says that the top, in a fraction raised to a power, the power goes to both parts. So that's 2x squared y raised to the power 3 over 3z to the power 3. So that's the first bit. And with these questions, you just take it one step at a time. Apply one index law at a time. So the next thing, let's try to simplify this top line. Well, index law number, I can't remember, number 5 I think it is, says that if you have things multiplied together, in brackets, all raised to a power, that power goes to each part. So that's equal to 2 cubed, x squared cubed, and y cubed. That 3 goes to each of the powers in here. Okay? Over, the same thing happens here. That'll be 3 cubed, z cubed. Okay, just following those index laws, one index law at a time. Let's simplify this. 2 cubed is 8. X squared cubed, remember when we raise something power to a power, we times them together, so that's x to the power of 6. We've got y cubed there. Then we've got 3 cubed, which is 27, z cubed. And there you go, that's the answer. There's no common factors between this 8 and 27, so we'll just leave that as, and so there's your answer. So there's the first 6 index laws. Become really comfortable with those, do some horrible questions, get used to them, get comfortable with those because you'll need them a lot. And I'll see you in the next video.